All right, so let's go ahead and create another screen here. This is going to be the list screen. So we're going to use another widget or another controller here called JavaFX list view. So I'm going to go ahead and let me snap that down inside of view, right click, new. I want an fxml file. This I'm going to call list. Save as that. So we're going to go ahead and open in Scene Builder, and there we go. So now we have our list there. I'm going to go ahead and find, in fact, let me go and open the recent add form as such. I'm going to copy all of this and paste it in all there. Okay, so I'm going to have to change a few things here, not a problem. Let's make this a little bit bigger. All right, let's change our layout to 700. Such, that's good. We don't need any of these. Delete that, and we're going to delete that as well. Okay, so we have our list here. Let me see. I'm going to just say my to-dos. Like that. Okay. Very cool. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete this as well. Delete that. That will stay. Everything's good. So I'm going to go ahead and get a list view. I'm going to get obviously the JList view. I'm going to put right there. Give it a nice okay. There we go. Smaller. Okay, maybe a little background. Good properties, and I'm going to say C4. Nope, I don't like that color. Let's give it FD. Nope. White is fine, but what are we going to do? We're going to add something else to it so that it pops a little bit, okay? Give it effect. I'm going to give it a drop shadow, just like that. Okay, that looks better. All right, let's give it an ID. Let's go to code. I'm going to call this list. Let's say list view. Now let's call this list tasks. List task like that. If we go to controller, we should see it. Let's make this list controller and save. Everything looks good. Okay. So once we have that, let's go back to our code. There we go. We're going to change this to dot sample dot controller dot list controller, which we haven't created. We're going to go ahead here and say new Java class list controller as such. Okay. Get rid of everything else that we don't need. List controller is there. Let's get rid of these as well for now. Okay, we have our list controller. Very nice. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all of these. Copy those, and I'm going to, before we do that, let's put another pane there. Gonna put it all those in there. Okay. I'm gonna call this list task field. Okay. Say this list description field as such, and then it's going to be list save button. Okay. Maybe I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. That blend looks nice. I like it. All right, that looks very good. Let's save and do a little preview and see. Okay, that's looking good. Right, task, and they're very good. All right, so we have our list view here. So now that we have that, let me go ahead and, in fact, let's go back to that. We're going to go ahead and say view skeleton. Let's go ahead and show all. That way I can get everything out of here. Right click, copy, and we're going to put inside of a list controller here. Have to do what we've been doing for a little while now, which is import everything. There we go. We never use these anyway. Delete those. Okay. So I'm going to delete all of this. Let's see if this works. List description. There we go. So everything is connected as expected. So we've never really worked with lists before, but they're not that hard. So we're going to use a class called observable list. Right? This comes with JavaFX. So say observable list, as you can see. So here we're going to say string, because in this case we just want to pass in string so we can test things out. Right? So I'm going to say list view, or list, call list view. And I'm going to say is equal to fx collections dot observable array list. Okay, and we're going to pass whatever we want to pass here. Right? In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and say, for instance, John Paul or Paulo. Very original, of course. Bond, Android, or Java, Android. Okay, so we're creating our list of object here, our observable list of type observable array, and we are passing strings just to see how things work. Inside of our initializer here, we can just go ahead and say get our list here. I call this list task, is of type list view. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and say string, right? I'm going to say the types that are expected is string, so that things work. List task as such. I say dot set items, and we're going to pass this observable list which we created here. So it's just list view like this. If we save this, and for now, so that we don't have to go through the whole process, let's go to main again. Let's comment this out because we just want to go and see our add item. I'm going to pass here our list. Okay. We're going to bypass everything so that we see things are actually working. There we go. And look at this. Now we have John, Paulo, Bond, and so forth. Look at that. Very cool, right? And you can see, because we're using the material design, gives us all these effects that we don't even have to do anything, right? Very cool. So that means if we go ahead here and keep adding items, so let's say if we keep adding, let's see what else, JavaFX, we build apps with Paulo, Java is great, I love Java, students love Java, right? So we're adding more items, and go ahead and run again. We should see once something happens here. What happened is that the more items we add, if it doesn't fit inside of our window here, what's going to happen is that we get this scroll bar here. You see? Very nice indeed. So the idea here, of course, is to start adding items from our database here. All the to-dos, all of the tasks that we have from a database, we are going to populate them in here. Also, to make this very convenient, we also going to add these task descriptions here, or this task text field, so they can actually add things and save. Once they save, we're going to add to our list here. So, but the next thing we're going to do is we are going to customize our list cell here. So that way we can put images and we can put more text and so forth. So to customize it, to make it our own. One of the things that you notice here, it was easy to create. All you had to do is have this observable list and pass in the types that we're passing here. In this case, we're just passing string. So we pass string, we give it a name, and then we invoke the FX collections observable array list, and inside we pass all of our items. Okay? And then to initialize it, just call the object list task. In this case, we created here, okay, which is connected to our JFX list view. And we say set items, and we pass these items here. And all said and done, we get this beautiful design here. Very nice. Perfect. I will see you in the next video.